feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign.
The boy who chose silence and the man who never wanted applause. July 2025. There was no thunder when they left. No final curtain call. Just a door that didn't close, because no one noticed it had opened. Taehyung walked through it first. Not in boots or glamour, but barefoot metaphorically, carrying only silence as his suitcase. Jungkook followed days later, not in exile but in quiet rebellion. To Los Angeles. To something unnamed. To someone unlabeled. And now, a world that once spun around their every breath has found itself holding that breath indefinitely. The exit no one clapped for. Fans used to dream of their return. Taehyung's velvet voice crooning jazz under spotlight. Jungkook's sweat-streaked hair bouncing to stage pyrotechnics. But what if the real dream was never ours to have? A HYBE executive anonymously whispered to a media outlet, "They're not angry. They're just done pretending." No statements followed. Just the sudden erasure of press schedules, event appearances, and projected comebacks. And in that deletion, more meaning than any lyric ever written. Letters that burn before they're sent. An anonymous stylist posted on Threads. "I saw Jungkook in a recording booth. He wasn't singing. He was crying. He whispered, 'Tell him I waited at dawn.' He never came. I don't know who him was. But something broke in that booth." Others speak of Taehyung in Bukshin, sitting beside a Hanok rooftop at dusk. A book in his lap. Not reading, just holding it open at a dog-eared page that reads, "To love is not to be seen. To be real is not to be found." The pages fluttered, but he didn't move. HYBE's House of Mirrors. Inside HYBE's headquarters, panic grows roots. An emergency investor briefing leaked. "We underestimated emotional fatigue. The boys aren't angry. They're awakening." An initiative called Project Renaissance, designed to rebrand BTS post-military, was halted. One insider said, "You can't rebrand someone who's already reborn." Taehyung's refusal is being called a creative defection. Jungkook's relocation is labeled a soul migration. And in between, the company is bleeding poetry they can't monetize. Taehyung, the disappearing thread that never breaks. Taehyung isn't trending anymore. Because trending requires presence. But presence is not always physical. A viral post on Weverse reads, "They loved each other like mirrors in darkness. You never saw the reflection. But you felt the glass." Fans believe they met secretly on Jeju just once under monsoon skies. That Taehyung whispered, "Promise me something." And Jungkook said, "I already did when I stopped singing for them and started singing for you." There's no proof. But in the BTS universe, proof was always overrated. The Ballad of Departure. Jungkook's studio in Beverly Hills sits behind ivy-covered gates. A delivery man leaked. "I heard him singing, not in English. Not in Korean. Just humming. Like someone remembering a lullaby from another life." Then he stopped. And said, "If the world asks why I left, tell them. I didn't. I just stopped waiting for their permission to live." Back in Seoul, Taehyung posted a single black screen on Instagram. No caption. No sound. But in Morse code, a fan decoded the background audio into one word. Enough. The myth that refuses to die. Jungkook and Taehyung were never meant to be ordinary idols. They were storms that learned to whisper. And now their silence says more than 1,000 anthems. Not because they're broken. But because they're becoming. Not because they're lost. But because they chose roads without signs, maps, or applause. For ARMY, what remains? Some fans are grieving. Some are writing letters they'll never send. Some light candles at riversides, whispering prayers like poems. And some simply wait. Not for a comeback. But for peace. A trending hashtag reads, #Taehyung did not leave us. #they left to find themselves. And maybe that's the bravest love story of all. When you close your eyes, you might hear him still, Jungkook, at 2 a.m. humming in a language only the moon understands. You might see him, Taehyung, walking beneath Hanok rooftops, not running away but walking home to himself. Because maybe legends don't die. They dissolve into the air, the music, the silence. And if they never return? Then let it be said. They taught us that silence isn't the end of a song. It's the start of listening. Seoul, 2 months later. The city moved on. The stages lit up again. The idols danced, the brands launched, the comebacks rolled in like summer monsoon. But somewhere beneath all that noise there remained an absence that couldn't be filled. Not by trends. Not by replacements. Not by rebranding. Because what was lost was never meant to be replaced. Behind the curtain, a promise unkept. Insiders at HYBE quietly confirmed it now. Taehyung was never coming back. A shelved solo album. An unreleased short film collaboration with a French director. All dead in a digital folder called Archive, never to release. One staff member leaked a chilling note left on a desk in Taehyung's former dressing room. I wanted to give the world something beautiful. But I was bleeding in the process. No one touched the note. No one dared move the chair. Like it was a shrine. Jungkook's studio, lights on but nobody home. In Los Angeles, rumors once warm have turned cold. Jungkook hasn't been seen in weeks. His car remains parked outside a recording studio, untouched, dusty under the California sun. Food delivery receipts pile at the gate. A neighbor said they heard a piano play the same progression over and over again until the keys went silent. Then nothing. An Uber driver claims the last ride Jungkook took was to Malibu. One way. The interview that never aired. A respected documentary filmmaker came forward with a confession. She had recorded a secret interview with Jungkook and Taehyung in 2023, months before their enlistment. They were seated on opposite ends of the couch, she said. But the energy between them, it was like reading a letter you weren't supposed to find. When asked about their future, Jungkook reportedly answered, "What if the real story isn't about staying or leaving, but about letting go without letting go of each other?" The interview was never aired. HYBE pulled all rights. But fragments were leaked online, enough for fans to reconstruct its ghost. The unsent voice note. A now-deleted Twitter audio from a Taehyung fan site caused global hysteria. A 14-second clip of a male voice, unmistakably Jungkook's, whispering, "Tell him I waited in Jeju. But maybe he was protecting me by not coming." No confirmation followed. HYBE called it fabricated. But ARMY knew. Sometimes your heart recognizes the truth before your mind can explain it. The fracture in the ocean. On Jeju Island, where myth meets memory, fans began leaving origami cranes along the coast. Each folded bird carried notes written in trembling Korean. For the song you never released. For the hand you never held in public. For the silence that loved us louder than the world ever did. Locals say a man fitting Taehyung's description was seen watching the sea, wearing a loose white hanbok, his face unreadable, his lips moving as if singing, to someone who wasn't there. Ghosts don't appear in headlines. Neither Jungkook nor Taehyung have posted since spring. Their Weverse pages remain untouched. Their fan club newsletters stopped updating. HYBE's internal database marked both profiles as inactive, on artist discretion. One trainee who recently joined the company said she overheard a chilling line from a senior producer. They didn't ghost the industry. They became its ghost. The farewell that was never meant to be said. A confidential studio janitor shared a crumpled lyric sheet found in a bin marked JK. If love had a voice, it would sound like the things we chose not to say. And if goodbye had a face, it would look a lot like yours when you turned away without anger. Just acceptance. The sheet was burned. But the words linger online, retyped by thousands like a prayer. Are they coming back? At this point it doesn't matter. Because maybe the question isn't will they return? Maybe the real question is, did we ever deserve to keep them? These were never just idols. They were boys who loved the world so much they forgot to love themselves first. And now they are learning.